Necessities. I've reviewed your paper 2. There were multiple formatting issues. For some reason, you didn't follow the guidelines that were provided in the template. As you can see here, everything that's had to be reformatted. First of all, everything should be in Arial 12-point font, except for research plan should be in 14-point font. The secondary research report should explain what you learned from your secondary research. I don't see anything here that you tell me that you learned from your secondary research. The Necessities campaign is organized, okay, so we're talking about a campaign here. Going through hard times, what does that mean? New Hope for Kids provides grief support services for children who have lost a close loved one. And this beginning of your secondary research report is just really confusing. The organizations that also help struggling children are similar to New Hope Kids for a few reasons. Well, how many reasons? First of all, what does whether or not they're similar or different from New Hope for Kids have to do with your campaign? What did you learn from the strategies and tactics that were employed by these campaigns? Second of all, what organizations are you talking about? So when we come down to the next paragraph, you talk about, through the analysis of 3 different organizations, well, we still don't know what these organizations are. You haven't named them yet. There are a couple other campaigns that are similar. Well, what campaigns and what organizations are you talking about? So here we talk about Toys for Tots, and they're tremendously, resembles them tremendously. Well, what does that matter? How does that tell you about specific strategies and tactics that were employed in that Toys for Tots campaign that you can use? What were the goals, beliefs, and values? What difference does it make about the roots of the campaign? And what does the roots mean? New Hope for Kids made up of people who just care about kids. And they are only focused on making sure kids that are going through a tough time get help. That's not accurate. New Hope for Kids is an organization designed to provide grief support services to children who are suffering from the loss of a close loved one. Toys for Tots is military. Well, what does that difference mean in terms of how you would execute your campaign? There are also a lot of contractions throughout this section that are a problem. That's why they feel like they are helping the kids so much. What does that mean? And this is not an APA citation. Has a close similarity to the Make-A-Wish campaign. Takes pride in the toy drive because the children being helped get to have a little distraction from the tough. So what's the mission of Make-A-Wish? It's to provide children going through life-threatening diseases and treatments, not tough, stressful, scary times. We talked about this in class, and I said you were not allowed to use phrases such as tough times or tough, scary times. They have to battle different situations. Well, what are those situations? It's important for kids to have something to look forward to on the holidays. So this is not an APA citation. Well, if it resembles yours, what did you learn from it? What were the strategies? What were the tactics that were so successful in these campaigns that you've been able to learn from and maybe adopt or adapt to your campaign? There's really no useful information in this secondary research report. Moreover, it starts talking about organizations without telling us what organizations you're talking about. And then it talks 3 different organizations, a couple of other campaigns that are similar to the Necessities. Why is there an apostrophe here? What is that possessive of, the Necessities? And what does resemblance matter or difference matter in terms of how you're creating your campaign? The main target audience of the campaign is Rollins College. Is it the college or is it the people who attend and work at the college? So the target audience, well, the campaign is going to focus on the students. So it's very confusing. Is the target audience Rollins College, Winter Park, and Maitland, or is it the students? And if it's the students, a tight-knit campus. Tight-knit is a colloquial expression. Campaign strives, so we're talking about a campaign. Surveys and flyers, that's all you're doing with the campaign then, right? No social media or anything else. A survey is not a campaign, right? I don't understand what you're, and why are we talking about the campaign and the publics and stakeholders? Who are the publics? Who are the target audiences? By doing this, the campaign's objective would be able to grab the attention of many people, not just on campus. Well, how did your 20-question survey grab the attention of people off campus, not just on campus? Did you reach people that were not on campus? I'm so confused. When does the timeline, why are you talking about the campaign here? And the timeline, the campaign wouldn't begin until next semester anyway. Oh, now we're talking about Twitter and Instagram. But up here, you just said it was about flyers and a survey. First of all, why are you talking about the campaign? Why aren't you describing our primary target audience is students who attend Rollins College, and then describe the demographics and psychographics of those students? Our secondary target audience is the faculty, staff, and administration of Rollins College. Then you would describe the demographics and psychographics of that secondary target audience. Our third, or I don't even think I would go into that. I don't think I would try to talk about Central Florida and Maitland. Especially when you say here, the strategy is flyers and surveys. It's just really confusing. I would cut out as much about the campaign as I could and talk specifically about the target audiences and how you will use the information about their demographics and psychographics to create a successful campaign. Primary research plan. So you do fairly well here in talking about the planning for your research. The results, you do fairly well here. It's confusing to me because you said the results don't portray. The results revealed that a majority of the respondents were women, not aging, but between the ages of 18 and 24 who do not buy toys. So I'm confused again because if your primary target audience is Rollins College students, they're not going to be buying toys. So why would you talk about that here? 88% of respondents, they have experienced the loss of a loved one. Here's good information, right? Good information here. A survey doesn't express. Survey also, the results also revealed interesting information about the satisfaction and benefits of the donor. So that's okay, but not the way it's written here, right? This is garbled, to say the least. Instead of continuing, also did this and also did this, let's divide it up and say the survey results revealed 4 specific areas of interest to the campaign. First, this. Second, not just also, right? So that you sound more organized. And so you do it here better with your research questions. So I'm not sure how helpful this information is here either. Just seems to be redundant, especially since it doesn't tell us how you will do these things. I really think that without providing any useful specific information, you need to delete that. These are not formatted correctly, plus they really don't tell us what you've learned from these other campaigns. A lot of work to do here in order to get your secondary research report to provide us with any valuable information.